Hey everybody, welcome back to another Go Battle League video. In today's video, I kind of did something a little bit different. I'm not going to be featuring one team, but I'm actually going to be featuring a bunch of different teams. I think I ended up running like 3 or 4 different team comps today, and I didn't really love any of them. I mean, they were all good and they got the job done, and they allowed me to climb a bit of rating at my ELO range, but it wasn't like anything that I would want to use over and over again. So this was kind of a team testing day. Getting into the first team, Stunfisk, Altaria, and Alolan Marowak. I did get the new shiny Altaria with Moonblast for the community day, so that was pretty cool. And that has been doing pretty well for me today. So this lead into Zangoose is pretty good because you can get shields here, and Stunfisk can actually live a close combat, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to shield up the first one, but I'm going to let the second one go, and if it comes through, that's absolutely fine. I can live it. He's going to end up switching, so I'm going to get this discharge off on Altaria and look to farm down with my own. And this game is not looking too bad. Shields are even. Altaria does have a bit of an energy advantage, but as long as I can shield up this move and farm down, I will have energy on my own Altaria for whatever he has in the back. So he throws a Moonblast of his own, trying to get the attack debuff, which is pretty smart considering he would have only been able to throw one move either way, and he has Haunter in the back. I am at 2 Sky Attacks, and this Sky Attack is going to absolutely demolish this Haunter. He shields up the first one, but little does he know I have a second one loaded. So, shiny Altaria, Sky Attack, boom! That Haunter is dead, gets one shot, and I have the ability to farm down the Zangoose in the back. Alolan Marowak didn't even have to come out to play. Very convincing first game, but it goes not the area. I guess it doesn't stay this good for the entire video. Not to say that I didn't get a lot of wins, but I had some losses in there too. So Altaria into Dragonair. My opponent didn't switch out of Dragonair in the lead, so I'm assuming this is the triple Dragon Breath team, which is really bad for this team comp considering the Dragon types absolutely wall Alolan Marowak, and they have a pretty good matchup against Stunfisk as well. So I'm getting a bunch of pop-ups, so I'm going to unplug my phone because they're like asking me to import pictures, and I don't really want to do that because I've already imported all my videos. Alright, Alolan Marowak, yeah, this is the triple Dragon Breath team. Unfortunately, there's really not much I can do with this team comp against this team, so that's one of the reasons why I ended up switching the team. And I'm going to build up to 2 Shadow Bones here, but they're probably going to get shielded. Altaria has a shield left. Yeah, he's going to shield up the first one, so I could have baited, but I wouldn't have been able to get to another move either way. Alright, second Shadow Bone coming through. That's going to chunk. Definitely does quite a bit of damage here. And I'm going to get off a discharge here on my Stunfisk. And going to have to be able to take out whatever he has in the back. I'm going to try and farm down the Altaria, but he has a Alolan Marowak in the back. So it's not triple Dragon Breath, and this is actually such a blessing for this team. Marowak is going to use the Bone Club, which is absolutely fine. I can go ahead and build up to 2 Mud Bombs here and try and build up a little bit of extra energy for that Altaria in the back so I can throw the discharge as soon as possible. The first Mud Shot does about half to the Alolan Marowak, so the second one should be KOing. It doesn't, it brings it to 1 HP, but I'm going to be able to farm down for a little bit more energy. Altaria has a move here. It's a Dragon Pulse, but Dragon Pulse is a pretty weak move, so it's not going to be able to do enough to take out the Stunfisk. That is pretty tanky itself. So, Altaria going down, and yeah, actually, what looked like a really, really bad game ended up being really good. So, alright, getting into the third match here. Stunfisk against Diox. This is a pretty good lead, actually. Stunfisk is going to be double resisting the Thunderbolts. It's going to be single resisting the Rock Slides, and Psycho Boost will be debuffing its attack. So at some point in this matchup, Deoxys might be inclined to switch out of this matchup. But at this point, I'm going to go for the more energy efficient Mud Bomb. I think they're both pretty equal in energy efficiency, but I can charge up to more Mud Bombs here, and I think 4 Mud Bombs and 4 discharges equally KO. I don't think it's 3 discharges, unless I'm wrong. I might have to look up that matchup on PvPoke after this, but I think what I was doing was right. But he comes in with Hypno here to take a move, which is pretty smart on his end, but little does he know I have Alolan Marowak in the back. So I'm going to be able to shield up a move here. He does bait with a punch, so I might have to end up double shielding if I wanted to. I made a mistake here by not throwing in time, but I'm going to let this move go because I didn't think he had enough to get to a Shadow Ball. Yeah, it's another Thunder Punch. So at this point, I'm going to go for the Bone Club. If he lets it go, I'm going to farm down. Yeah, he lets it go, so I think what I'm going to do here is farm down. He does not have enough energy to get to another move, which is pretty nice for me. Even though I'm down a shield, I have Switch and energy. So whatever he wants to bring in is going to probably have to shield here. I'm going to bait with the Bone Club so I can get another move off on this cast form. And yeah, he's going to shield, and I'm at the Bone Club, which is, sorry, I'm at the Shadow Bone. I guess I'm at the Bone Club too. But Shadow Bone's going to be coming through, doing quite a bit of damage here. And at this point, I can switch into Altaria. A pretty aggressive swap in my opinion, but it gets the job done. And what he had Diox in the lead, which is already kind of a counter to Altaria. So I assume he doesn't have something that's great to Altaria, but the fact that he came in with Dioxys here makes me think that he is very weak to Altaria in the back. And I'm going to throw the Sky Attack before he gets to move. He shields it, so yeah, he is absolutely weak to Altaria in the back. This Rock Slide's going to come through, but it's not going to be enough to KO because Altaria is so tanky, and Deoxys' attack isn't super high. Yeah, he has the Water Cast form, which is going to get absolutely walled against Altaria. Thunder can come through, but it's kind of a weak move against Altaria, at least, and I still had 2 months in the back. So picking up a lead against Dragonair here. This matchup has Alolan Marowak, Altaria, and Lapras, which is very weak to Rock. But I ended up running this team not thinking about that. So Dragonair used Wrap, which is a pretty spicy move. I think the PvP recommendation is actually to use Wrap over Dragon Breath, which is pretty interesting to me considering Rock types are still in the meta. But I guess you have Aquatail for it, so it doesn't even matter. Kingdra into a Lapras. Yeah, I don't want Alolan Marowak to see this one bit, so yeah, I'm going to bring in a Lapras. He gets the attack debuff. Great start to this matchup. I'm going to go for the Skull Bash anyway. He might not shield if he has the attack debuff. We'll just have to see. Ooh, he shields it up, so pretty good for my opponent here. He's going to go for another move, probably Octazooka. There's probably no reason to outrage here. And look at that, he gets another attack debuff. Great. Just this game is really skill-based. I win this game with ease if I don't get either of those debuffs. But whatever. It's alright. He comes in with Altaria, and at this point, I'm just going to have to get a Shadow Bone through and pray that I can get to a move before this Sky Attack's going to be coming through. I can't outpace him to the third move. I can outpace him to a Shadow Bone before he gets to the next Sky Attack, and I do get the defense drop, so this is not bad, other than the fact that it's really bad. The Sky Attack's going to be coming through, and what the Altaria can do at this point is farm up, and with the defense drop, this should be enough to KO, and it does, but at this point, I have to come in with Lapras. I barely get to the Surf, and this is going to be double resisted, but is it enough? Oh my gosh, this Kingdra's at 1 HP. Can Marowak farm down? Absolutely not. That game was a heartbreaker because I had it at the palm of my hand and Niantic just took it away from me and said, screw you, here's a debuff, here's another debuff, you're not winning this game. And yeah, I probably cried a lot. No, but getting into this matchup, he doesn't have an answer for Altaria right off the bat. Snorlax, and it comes into Talonflame, so I'm just going to go straight Sky Attack here. He farms up extra. He's been in a move for a while. I think he farms up to either 80 or 100 energy here, and if he over farms, I'm just going to call the bait here. He comes in with the Flame Charge here, and he throws the 6th Incinerate, so he is at a Brave Bird. He baits again, which is, you know, pretty nice play on my opponent's end here. And I'm going to undercharge this Sky Attack, and it's still enough to KO, which is, that's mind-blowing to me that Altaria was able to take it out with a great. But Snorlax is going to come back in. I can tank a Body Slam. I get to the Sky Attack, so I'm looking really nice for this game here. And yeah, Snorlax is going to let it go. And I probably come in with Lapras. Yeah, I do. Oh, and I'm going to catch on this Alolan Marowak. A bit of lag incurs, but this should still be, yeah, superpower. And my opponent is going to come in with Hypno. This match is over. Snorlax doesn't have energy or health. And I have 2 Mons, and we have even shields. And this Hypno is not going to have a good time. I get the defense drop. Oof. How is my opponent going to win this game? Is he? Probably not. I'm going to shield this move here, and I think I can straight up just get to a Shadow Bone. I farm up a little bit extra for the Snorlax in the back here. But yeah, Shadow Bone booms, and my opponent concedes the match. So, very nice game here. I hope you guys are enjoying the longer video today. I had a bunch of games, and I didn't really have like a specific team comp to show off, so I kind of just decided, you know what, I'll put all these battles into a video and do commentary and upload it. So that is what I'm doing. Stunfisk into Bibarel, pretty neutral. They both do super effective to each other. Bibarel actually lets the move go, which is a discharge, which does a ton. And he bails out into Hypno to catch a move here. Not the worst. I get the Mud Bomb off. They're both neutral. And at this point, I can come into Marowak. So, I'm going to go straight for the Shadow Bone here, but he gets to a move, which is not the best. It's going to be a Shadow Ball, so he goes straight for the boom, even though I have 2 shields. But at this point, I'm going to undercharge Shadow Bone here. If he doesn't shield it, I can farm down, which is exactly what I wanted. 1 confusion will get through. That's perfectly fine. And now I have Switch. I have a bunch of health on Marowak, and I have a bunch of energy. So, he's going to come back with Bibarel. He's going to end up throwing a move. He doesn't want me to get my own move, and he will utilize the fact that Bibarel has a higher attack, and Frostlass. This is not great for my team. Altaria in the back does not want to see this, but I'm going to throw a Discharge. He's not going to shield it because he's worried about what I have in the back, and we get to another CMP tie. Frostlass has a higher attack than Stunfisk, and he's going to get this Avalanche. But this is perfect for me. Since he let the discharge go, I can farm down with Dragon Breath on Frostlass and take it all the way down, and this game's over. And I beat him with 2 shields left. He probably should have shielded that discharge. I think he would have won, but I guess he was just really worried about whatever I had in the back. Getting into this next game, though, Marowak against Diox is a very good lead. I'm going to switch into Altaria on the safe swap Licker in Licky Licky. Probably any Lick user, I will safe swap counter into Altaria here, which is, it's just probably better in my opinion because the Dragon Breaths do so much damage. Even though they might win the 2 shields potentially, that's absolutely fine. I would gladly take shield advantage here, but he lets the Moonblast go, and at this point he's not going to get to another move, so Altaria does win that switch advantage here, and since he comes back in Deoxys, I get to a Sky Attack, which is perfect for me. This is exactly what I wanted in the opening of this match. Licky Licky has a great matchup against AWAC, so I'm glad that I got those 2 away from each other. And at this point, a Rock Slide's probably going to come through. I decide to shield it because I know that he's not going to bait with Psycho Boost. It would just be kind of dumb, so I'm going to end up shielding the super effective damage and conserving health on Marowak. I successfully bait with the Bone Club, which is pretty nice because now I can get to a Shadow Bone before he can get to another move. And let's see if he shields it. He lets it go. Maybe calling another bait here, but he has Zangoose in the back. So this is going to be maybe a bit close because Zangoose kind of walls Alolan Marowak in the back. But I shielded close combat correctly, so I'm going to end up building up right before he gets to the second close combat, and I'm going to throw the Surf. And he shields it, which is perfect for me. And at this point, if he close combats, I'm going to be able to throw like 2 Fire Spins and KO. Yeah, the close combat comes through, takes out Lapras, and look how much damage that Fire Spin does. A quadruple defense dropped Zangoose, which is already super already super glassy. It just gets destroyed by those Fire Spins. Alright, getting into this next match. Shadow Hypno lead versus my Stunfisk. At this point, I'm going to try and deny him his 4th fast move and get to the Mud Bomb. If he throws here at the CMP, I'm going to assume he has Ice Punch, and I might consider shielding up here. Yeah, I shield it. It is Ice Punch. If he would have built up 5, I probably would have let the Shadow Bone go through, but since Ice Punch is super effective, I don't really want that damage going through. But at this point, he comes in Primeape, and I saw a fighter, and I'm just going to go into Altaria. But this is not great because even though it's a fighter, Primeape has Ice Punch, which absolutely devastates Altaria. So he's going to come back with Hypno and farm down. I'm actually glad that second Confusion KO'd because I don't want him getting a third one through, because the Dragon Breaths aren't really going to be doing anything for me. But at this point, I'm going to come in with Alolan Marowak just because it has a better matchup than Stunfisk does. And I'm going to shield this next move because I know he's not going to bait. So, at least on the good side, I know the Hypno's moveset here, but Licky Licky has 2 shields. And it's not looking great because Licky Licky can absolutely wall pretty much any mon in the neutral damage matchups. So, look at how well Licky Licky can, or Lickitung can take these moves. It does like 20%, maybe 25%, and he's going to go straight for the Power Whip. So, this game is pretty hopeless unless I can get to a third move, but he still has a Hypno in the back, and he lets the Bone Club go through. This guy is flexing hard. I think he really wants to win with the 2 shield flex here, but he's going to go for a Body Slam, and at this point he's going to come in Hypno, so I probably should have tried to farm down here considering he has 2 shields and I'm not going to get to a third move, but at this point I think I realized that I need to, and he survives with 1 HP. So, if I tried to farm down, I think I could have maybe won that game, because that was super close. My opponent didn't shield at all and ended up potentially costing him here. So, I bring Altaria in the lead this time, and I have Stunfisk and Alolan Marowak in the back. I was trying to build a Stunfisk team, but I just couldn't really make it work. It's weak to too many things in this meta. It's weak to grass, water, ground, and ice, which are pretty common in this meta. At least the ice and the water are. So, yeah, I couldn't really make it work. The only thing it's really great against is fellow electric types, and then like rock types. So it's pretty good against Regirock, it's pretty good against Alolan, Graveler, and stuff of the sorts. It's also pretty good against Crustle. So that's kind of why I ran it, but I didn't see any. So that's kind of sucky. But at this point, I don't really know where I'm at in this game. My opponent has a shiny Lickitung, which is cool. Paired up against Altaria in the even shields, Altaria will win this pretty handily. Lickitung's going to go straight for the Body Slam spam, which is completely respectable. Power Whip would be double resisted, and I'm going to go straight for the Moonblast here. The new Community Day move, it's not horrible. I really like having it on Altaria because it's a lot cheaper energy-wise than Dazzling Gleam would be. So it does a ton of damage here, and at this point I think I can farm down. No, I'm going to go for the Sky Attack here. I think I was counting moves, and I think he would have gotten to another Body Slam. But at this point I'm going to switch in to Alolan Marowak, and my opponent catches on Frostlass. It was a bait, so I mean it's not the worst thing. I can farm down here, 2 Fire Spins. I'm losing out on a bit of energy, and I have to let this go. If it's a Shadow Ball, I lose. Avalanche, I don't think he had enough for the Shadow Ball, so at this point, I literally have to shield, or I have to bait and pray that he shields. Yeah, he shields, and at this point, it's just going to be a race to the charge move. He throws here, which I think is a big mistake. I think his only win condition was to farm down, and I get to the Shadow Ball, but it's a CMP tie, and Mew has another Surf. So I am completely wrong. Mew did not have to get, Mew did not have to farm me down to win. He had to get the 2 moves, which he had. I guess I wasn't counting enough there because I was shocked that he got to the next move. But this was the triple weak to rock team that I was running, and there's a Shadow Aerodactyl on the lead. So look, those rock throws get me to like 30%, maybe 35%. He will shield the Shadow Bone, and I get the defense drop, which is, if I'm going to win this game, that is going to be the reason why. I'm going to end up shielding this move here, and it's Earth Power! He goes for a double resisted move on my Altaria. This guy's crazy, and he has Quagsire. I count up to 5 here because I wasn't really looking, and I thought he had a Swampert because I saw a Mudboy. I Sky Attack here, gets him to 50%, and at this point I can go for another one, and if he shields, that'd be great. If he doesn't, I can try and farm down here. He gets to a Stone Edge. which is fine. It will allow me to get some farm on whatever I want to bring in the back. I end up bringing the AWAC back in, so yeah, I get to. Oh, we CMP tie. I think we had desync CMP because I was at the move probably half a turn before him, but I let the flame charge go, or brave bird, whatever that was, and at this point I'm gonna shield whatever he wants to throw at me. It is a flame charge, so not great, but at this point I'm gonna throw 3 ice shards because it's a 3-turn move, and he's gonna throw 2 incinerates, which is a 5-turn move, so I will be able to deny a fast move. And he's not at the brave bird yet, so I'm gonna throw 1 ice shard, get to the surf, take it out, and then farm down this Quagsire. So pretty, I wouldn't say high level, but pretty smart play, I guess, to successfully fast move deny, because I think that was a reason I won that game. So Frostlass is a nice lead here, and my opponent comes in Mew. This game I was testing Toxicroak. So I was running AWAC, Altaria, and Toxicroak. Most of these matches had Alolan Marowak and or Altaria on the team, and it ended up working pretty well. So Mew goes for the Dark Pulse, and at this point I'm going to let the next move go. It's Wild Charge, which is pretty good for me here because he's not going to be able to get to another move before I farm down. He's going to be close but not quite there, and even though Frostlass can come back in here and farm down, I will be able to get 2 a Sky Attack. So Frostlass farms down. I'm going to come in back with AWAC, and this game might depend on what he has in the back. I'm going to shield here. If he baits, so be it. He goes for the Shadow Ball, so good shield, but at this point I'm going to aggressively farm down. He has Medicham, so I probably could have stayed in potentially with AWAC because it kind of walls Medicham, but I'm going to come in with Toxicroak, give it some love. I thought this was a Psychic here because I think that was his 8th counter, so I threw the Mud Bomb. It's a Dynamic Punch. I don't know what his other move is in the back. Ice Punch would be doing neutral, Psychic would be doing super effective, so man, I don't know. But at this point, my opponent's going to farm down, and it really comes down to what he has in the back, as his other move, I guess, Psychic. But I'm going to throw the Shadow Bone, he lets it go through, and I'm going to Bone Club this Frostlass because it's going to be doing enough to KO. So pretty nice match. I didn't really have to worry about anything there. I kind of team comped him, so sorry Niantic doesn't like my opponent, I guess. But as you can see here, I was like 1-3 after 4 games. So this was my one set. I ended up going 4-1, 1-4, and then 2-3, 3-2, and then 4-1 or something. So like I went pretty even and then had a 4-1 set. So I ended up gaining quite a bit of MMR. I think I'm like 27-15 or 27-17 or something. But bad lead. Alolan Marowak into Altaria. I'm going to switch into my own Altaria, and he's going to let this go. Or he's going to stay in. I'm going to let the Sky Attack go and try and get to another one. If he lets it go, that'd be great. He shields it, so Altaria's tanking through my whole team here. But I have switch advantage, and I'm just going to load up a ton of energy on Toxicroak here. I'm going to shield the Sky Attack and try and farm down. If I can successfully farm down, I'll be looking great. If not, I have to double shield. So this match was very poorly played by me. I should have probably shielded the Sky Attack, and then maybe he would have switched out. But this is Kingdra, so this is very likely the triple Dragon Breath team. And he lets the Sludge Bomb go, which is nice. But Alolan Marowak is not going to have a good time against Dragonair in the back. So my opponent lets it go, so I think the Kingdra is probably 1 HP. But at this point, Dragonair is here with the shield. I'm just going to concede the match. There's nothing I can do. That guy's a lot of O's in his name. Another Stunfisk game here. Stunfisk lead into Deoxys. This is another game where I'm running Altaria and AWAC in the back. I ended up running probably 1 or 2 sets with this team, and then I ended up switching. Later in the match, you'll see I ended up running not like a super spicy pick, but one that's a little bit less common, and it ended up having a bit of success. It was pretty pretty fun to use, and it boomed a couple Pokemon too. So I'm gonna throw the the Mud Bomb here. He catches on Dragonite, which is, I threw the Discharge and then I threw a Mud Bomb, and he catches the Mud Bomb on the Dragonite. I wouldn't say lucky, but he definitely, well, yeah, he did get a little lucky that I didn't Discharge again because I was at the move. But Altaria can come in and farm down, and I can just throw the Sky Attack on the DD. Again, I'm reading that he doesn't have something great to Altaria if he has Dragonite and DD, but I'm going to let this move go through either way. Rock Slide is going to KO, and at this point, oh, I'm going to come back in Stunfisk. I don't like that play. I don't really know what I was thinking. It's kind of funny that I don't agree with my own plays in post-commentary, but he has Victini. Whoa, spicy pick, really spicy pick, and he's going to shield the first Mud Bomb here, and I'm going to fast move deny his last move here, and I'm going to throw the Mud Bomb. What I should do here is throw one more Thunder Shock. Yeah, oh, I can actually get to the move, which is pretty nice. If I wasn't able to get to the Mud Bomb, I would have thrown one Thunder Shock and switched out and caught the confusion on my AWAC to be able to get more energy, and then potentially get to another Mud Bomb if the Victini was still alive. But DD has nothing to do against AWAC. It threw one Rock Slide, but it can't get to another, and he concedes the match before the Shadow Bone can kill. So, very nice match. Don't really have a lot to say on that game. Alright, getting into the next game. Alolan Marowak on the lead against Frostlass. I think this was an Altaria and, oh, Lapras. Yeah, so he comes in Dragonair, and I'm going to come in with Altaria. Frostlass Dragonair is okay, but it has a bit of weaknesses against Fire Leads, and I'm kind of team comping him here. I played a couple matches like this where I had Altaria safe swap into Dragonair, and I realized they just throw two Dragon Tails. So at this point, I'm going to take Shield Advantage and give up Switch, because Lapras has a pretty good matchup against Frostlass too. So whatever he wants to bring into Alolan Marowak, he can. It's completely fine with me. Dragonair is already a pretty nice answer to Alolan Marowak, so I'm not too worried about what he has in the back. It's a Vigoroth. So Bulldoze will be doing a lot of damage, but he gets to it pretty slowly. So I have two shields here. I'm going to shield the Bulldoze, and he doesn't even bother baiting, and at this point I can just go straight Bone Club, and I have alignment. So this game looks over for my opponent, but he's going to stay in because he doesn't know what I have in the back. He probably, in hindsight for him, should have stayed in with Frostlass against my Alolan Marowak, try to get some shields, and then he could have aligned Vigoroth on Lapras, but he's going to try and come back in with Frostlass. He still has a shield, so I'm going to bait. I was really aggressive with the Bone Club baits today, and they ended up paying off a lot. So I'm going to get this Shadow Bone through now, and it's going to do a ton of damage, and at this point I can farm down. Lapras doesn't even have to come into the game. Yeah, he concedes the match, so he will never have known that I had a third Pokemon in the back that was weak to Rock. Okay, this is the time where I ended up switching team comps completely. I ended up running Crustle, and this is actually a team that I have. So I'm currently in the middle of building a Medicham. It's like 1300 CP, and I ended up having, well, I had it in my first team slot, and my second team slot was a different team. So I ended up sliding over to my other team, and it ended up making me use this team comp anyway. So I was using a 1278 CP Medicham in this game. Let's see if I can win with it. I have Psychic and Dynamic Punch, so I need a TM Dynamic Punch off of Medicham, and then probably just keep whatever move it gives me, either Ice Punch or Power Up Punch. I think for this current meta, I probably want Ice Punch, but maybe Power Up Punch can do pretty good against normal types. So this Deoxys is going to throw another Psycho Boost. If he doesn't switch out, I can just farm it down with either Mon in the back. It's a Crustle. Yeah, he's going to come in with another Mon here. It's a Hypno, which is absolutely fine. I can throw the X Scissor here. I have a little bit of lag. I was trying to touch my screen, but my game wouldn't let me for some reason. But I have two shields with Altaria in the back. My opponent has three pretty low HP Pokemon. Yeah, because he has Crustle, DD, and Hypno. they've all seen the light of day. So I can farm down this Hypno, very aggressive, and then I can farm down. Oh no, I'm gonna throw the Sky Attack against this Crustle. I guess I can get to another move, so I'm just gonna throw my energy on something. At this point, I can probably just shield whatever move Crustle has. No, I actually get to the Sky Attack first. I guess I was counting there, so good job by me, recognizing that I can outpace him. And Deoxys has no health, and it's going to go down. So, another very nice win. Getting into, I think I have like 2 more battles, maybe 3. Nah, I think I have 2 more games. And this is where the spice comes. I'm running Machamp, Altaria, and Alolan Raichu. Oh, fun pick. For sure. But Hypno and Alolan Raichu get to moves at a weird time. So as you can see, he gets a confusion through here, and this is going to be a common theme for Alolan Raichu. I get to this next wild charge. Oh, wait, no, I don't think he gets to a move there, because I think it was still registering the other confusion that got through. But he's able to undertap, like, immediately, and get to an Ice Punch here, which is going to KO, but that's absolutely fine. And I was spending these 10 seconds considering whether or not one counter would kill that Hypno. It was so funny. I was literally thinking, I was like, is it enough damage? Oh, but what if it lives with 1 HP? Oh, but maybe I'll be okay. I ended up bailing into Altaria. But Machamp into DD, or no, this is a different psychic type. This is Cresselia. So I end up assuming that he's going to be in a move here, so I throw the Cross Chop, which ends up paying off. He gets to move. So this is probably a Moonblast or a Future Sight. It is Moonblast, so this is going to KO. So very nice read by me, being able to get to Cross Chop at the CMP tie. But at this point, Altaria can probably farm down Cresselia. I can shield one of these moves. He ends up Future Sighting, which is really weird. I don't know if he acknowledges that this game's over, but... Oh, I didn't even see the mod in the back. He had Lickitung. Oh, no. It was his lead. So, yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. And at this point, I can Sky Attack the Lickitung a couple times, get a bunch of Dragon Breath damage off, and try and take this game. Actually, I think this is the last battle. So, yeah. Lickitung is going to Body Slam. He probably is able to get to another one, which isn't incredible, but I can get to another Sky Attack here, and I probably would have lived a Body Slam. Actually, Lickitung lives, so we'll see if I live a Body Slam here. 3, 2, 1, and I live. Okay, and I can farm down. So, very nice final game. Pretty close one, because that Body Slam, if it would have KO'd, I would have lost. But that's going to be my last battle here, and that's the video. So, thank you guys for watching this episode, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.